We've had Starlink for the last 4 months on the beta program. I applied for the beta back in January, and to be honest, I did not hold up much hope of it ever coming to pass. We paid the €99 deposit and then waited with bated breath, hoping for the best. Finally, we received an email letting us know that it was ready to go out and to pay the remaining balance, which was about €500+ for the delivery and the equipment. This price may come down in the future as they are looking at producing the kits at a reduced cost, and I've already seen some information on the web about this. It is expensive, but where I am in Mayo, Ireland, our only other option is 4G broadband. I've been using this for a few years and we would average about 6 to 10 megabits. Like a lot of workers, I work remotely in the IT sector, and it's important to have reliable and fast broadband. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen the setup and unboxing video, so I'm not going to bother going through that here, as there is no real benefit to you in going over old ground. It should be noted that Starlink has only just come out of beta and there's a backlog for deliveries. A lot of this is due to the chip shortage. When I received the box, it was a simple case of setting up the dish in an area close to the house, which was unobstructed by trees, etc. The dish will rest almost flat, pointing up, and will need about 180 degrees view. It does this automatically as part of the setup. All the cables are connected in the box, so there's the dish, the stand, a power supply which powers the dish over a single power over Ethernet cables to a router. The power supply also powers the router. I connected everything up, downloaded the app from the App Store, I have an iPhone, and followed the simple instructions, and it was up and running quickly. We already have an Ethernet network in the house, so I connected the router to the switch, and then this allowed me to share out the Starlink internet across all the connected devices in the house. Our house is a reasonably large house, and the Starlink router would not be strong enough to provide Wi-Fi throughout the whole house, so we also have the TP-Link Deco M5 access point installed throughout the house, which are cabled back to the switch I mentioned previously. I eventually had this dish mounted on the roof. Originally I had an old 100 megabit switch which I swapped out for a gigabit switch, as the speed of the Starlink is greater than 100 megabits per second, so the switch was a bit of a bottleneck. As far as speed is concerned, we usually get over 200 megabits per second, but this is often 250 megabits plus per second. I know this is not as fast as a lot of fibre systems out there, but we cannot get fibre here, and the earliest it will be available through the National Broadband Scheme is January 2025 or as late as December 2026. Keep in mind we were only getting between 6 and 10 megabits per second before we had Starlink installed. So with Starlink you do not get the typical latency issues you would have experienced with other satellite systems. One issue we have had is that Starlink can go down for no apparent reason. Usually this will only be for a few minutes or a few seconds, but it can be longer. One thing that has also become apparent is Starlink can suffer from a weak signal or no service if there is extremely heavy rain. I'm not talking about normal rain shower, but extremely heavy rain showers. The monthly fee for Starlink is €99, which is expensive for the service, but I'm happy to pay this as it has made such a big difference to my work and personal life, opening up other possibilities as far as home entertainment is concerned. One benefit is we can watch 4K movies with no buffering. Would I recommend Starlink? Well, it depends. Starlink is designed for rural areas and it is not for places where you have access to fast broadband over fibre. If you're like me in a rural setting with no other options and can stomach the initial setup costs and monthly fees, then yes, I would recommend it.